Hi, thanks for watching. In this video, astrology for Wednesday, the 10th of April 2019, most particularly today, the Sun is going to square Saturn. That's moving up towards happening just now, and that will happen today. So you've got the Sun, which has to do with leadership, which has to do with authority as well, and working with sort of worldly authorities as we get on with our life. Coming up to square Saturn, the law enforcer. Now, this is the day when I wouldn't exactly say people get a kick up the backside, but it might happen. It might happen that way. But it's really about getting everything aligned. We get a much better flow of things when we get aligned. So you might find yourself being nudged towards getting into the flow. You might find yourself being nudged out of a flow, which isn't doing you any good. But it can be quite a scary thing. I'm not trying to up the ante or make anybody worry or anything, but that is just the way it is going to be today. The Sun is going to square Saturn. It is a bit of a tricky week in that respect, but there are much better things. I mean, on the 14th of April, there's a beautiful kind of, what is it? Yeah, the Sun is going to trine. What's it going to do? The Sun is going to trine Jupiter, and Jupiter is actually retrograde. But that isn't. It's not like Mercury retrograde when all those kind of strange goings on that happen in Mercury retrograde are very much a characteristic of Mercury when it goes retrograde. Jupiter, very, very different, and Jupiter is actually going to go retrograde later today. It's really very little to worry about when Jupiter goes retrograde, because at the best of times, Jupiter is always a gas giant of a planet, so there isn't that much physical substance to it. It's more what we can see than what it actually is. And for that reason, even when everything's fine, I don't worry too much about Jupiter. It tends to promise more than it can deliver, and that's worth looking out for, certainly. But I don't believe we're going to see a lot of trouble with that. Just Sun square Saturn, that's what I want to look at today. Generally speaking, we've got a Gemini moon. She's been there since Monday, wherever we are in the world, and that's still the case, although we're coming towards the end of that Gemini moon. People are sociable, cheerful, quick-witted. It's quite easy to think of a witty remark to make at the moment, which is nice. I find them quite hard to think of until the person's gone, and then it's too late to say it, isn't it? But that's a powerful thing today. Sociability and social lives ought to go rather well. It's also a good time for kind of study, and if you're going to go into yourself and do the hermit thing, it's more about study, about learning new things, or learning more about old things. People will actually come together to a certain degree to do that, because Gemini is friendly. It's the twins. It is about people working together, and inevitably about people not working together as well. That's not astrology's fault. That's the way of the world. It's the way we are. No getting away from it, but there's plenty of kind of happy ways up and out from it. So it's sociable, cheerful, a happy day in that sense. And we are actually coming up to Moon in Cancer. That's going to be 4:31 a.m. tomorrow morning UK time. So midnight 31 a.m. Eastern and 9:31 p.m. tonight on the Pacific coast of the States and Canada. That Cancer moon is coming in, and because it's an applying aspect, I'm going to say it's playing into all the astrology wherever we are in the world today. It's on its way. It's more emotional. People feel their vulnerability more, and people can be quite touchy as well under a Cancer moon. But generally speaking, all that sounds rather negative sounding thing to say about people, isn't it? And cancers are known for being a bit crabby, but it's actually a positive way. It's the huge amount of compassion that Cancerians feel, and they're kind of a bit OCD about compassion and people being happy, and actually success to a certain extent as well. So if someone's being like that to you today, or particularly later tonight or tomorrow as the Cancer moon gets closer and closer, do bear in mind they're almost certainly trying to show you something positive, trying to, I don't know, give you something to help you move forward, essentially. That's the way it is, and that's the way it goes. The moon phase at the moment, she's 23.8% full, waxing crescent. She's going to be on first quarter on the 12th, which, let's see, it's the 10th. So that's just Friday, actually, on Friday the 12th. Is it? Oh dear me, I should really remember that. Yes, Friday the 12th, right, there we go. Thank you very much at last I know. On Friday the 12th, excuse me, 5 minutes past 8 p.m. UK time, so that's 5 minutes past midday Pacific, 5 past 3 in the afternoon Eastern on Friday. The moon is going to be on the first quarter. That's when she's 50% full, halfway up. It's confusing, isn't it? We're actually in the first quarter now because she's growing, but we call it first quarter when the first quarter is completely grown. I'm tempted to call it second quarter there, but that's I'm a natural kind of anarchist. That's just the way I look at things. So where are the rest of the planets at today? Right, yes, let me see. Moon sextile Sun, great. Harmony, balance, opportunity. That is a beautifully balanced alignment when the moon is sextile the Sun. It's a great time for making decisions because, you know, decision making is supported, and it's also just because of that balance and harmony. We don't, you know, sometimes if you've got to make a really important decision, you've got to factor in, or someone might object, or, you know, this might go wrong. It's actually a very balanced time for not seeing too much trouble in a thing, basically. So it's really good. There's a lot of forward motion possible because of that moon sextile Sun alignment. Mercury is sextile Pluto, and not quite out of the post-shadow to retrograde. I believe that's on the 16th. I don't know, I should know, shouldn't I? But I haven't bothered looking it up because I know we're not there yet. But the post-shadow to Mercury retrograde, it's a twist in the tail, and it takes people towards understanding why everything's been all over the place. That is the bottom line, my friends. Okay, well, thank you for watching. I will leave it there. Yeah, I'm running out of words this morning. I need more tea, that's it. I'm going to go and drink more tea. Friends, if you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't, you know what to do. Please do subscribe as well. Tap the bell to make sure you don't miss out. Why not come over and look at my other channel, Twig Brother. I desperately need 1,000 subscribers on there, and I'd really like to see you there as well. I've got something like 430 subscribers, something like that at the moment, and I'm very, very grateful to everyone who's subscribed. But come over and support Twig Brother with a bit of an old subscription. I think you'll enjoy the channel. It's all esoteric, it's all kind of happy, and there's a lot more kind of reading cards and mediumship and psychic stuff going on there. This is where I do sensible astrology, keeping it real. So keep it real, friends, keep it Astro Truth. I look forward to seeing you very soon. Have a great day. Goodbye.